this is part 2 of how I jumped off the porch and I left my hometown. So where was I? Oh, I was talking about my daddy. Okay, now I'm about to resume the part where my dad was checking on my car, and this is when I was trying to get my license. So let's get to it and finish this story, because I ain't gonna lie, the first part of the story kind of, you know, that's just a backstory, but this is the actual story that's coming up. I did go try to apply for my license, but I failed it because, first of all, I was just too hyped up, and I was impatient, so that's why I didn't get it. I could have gotten it on the 3rd try because, okay, this is what happened. So I came up to the intersection and the light was already yellow. So, you know, I did stop and I waited about 5 seconds and the light was still yellow, so I went. Like, I just kept going. Now that I'm trying to get my license again and I actually sat down and read through the driver's book, I seen where my mistake was. I was supposed to stop because when I came in the intersection, the light was already yellow and that's when I was supposed to stop. Now that I'm telling this story, I feel like that was probably my karma, well, my karma. No, I still think it was that bad juju, because I felt like, okay, if I'm leaving town and I'm bringing the past into my new life, that's how I feel. I don't remember what my family members were saying, but I think the car that I bought, the miles was ran up. So I'm like, okay, cause, you know, I had help with the car that I bought. Like, I didn't sit there and say, oh, I wanted this one. Cause, you know, I was looking at exotic cars. I wanted sports cars and stuff. And, you know, my grandma was like, you know, you can't get that right now. You just gotta get what you can get. So I already had to settle for less. So it's just like, I didn't even care about the car anyway. But, you know, it was still my first car and I bought it with my money. What was it? It was a Mitsubishi. A Mitsubishi. A Galant. What was it? I can't say it. Cause what even is that? A Mitsubishi Galant. Mitsubishi. Let me look it up, because now that's ugly. I swear it's Mitsubishi.
Japanese pronunciation. In Japanese, it is pronounced Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi. Anyways, the car was a Mitsubishi Galant, and after I got that car, I actually fell in love with that car brand, because I was like, okay, y'all low key, y'all do y'all thing, and it actually do good, and it's reliable. It's reliable. It was reliable because it got me from one state to the next state, so that's why it was reliable. I think the past owner ran up the miles. So when my family was looking at the car, they was like, nah, this car ain't gonna make it, and I'm like, okay, now y'all being haters. And they are haters. I had just seen my dad after not seeing him for a long time. So, you know, you trying to reconnect and stuff. I'm like, yeah, nah, like, I'm gonna go. I was telling him, I'm gonna go be with your side of the family. I'm literally on the phone calling my grandma and my grandpa on my dad's side of the family. I'm like, hey, like, how y'all been? I know it's been a while. You know, I got my soft boys. As soon as they get done talking, well, I'm gonna come to Texas, so I hope y'all ready. At first I was on the phone, hi granddaughter, how have you been? Has everything been okay? And as soon as I changed my attitude, they changed their too. They was like, oh no, I don't think you could come here because you gotta work 2 to 3 jobs and rent high stuff and this and that. But that's okay, I'll figure it out when I get there. Just know that I'm coming. That's how the conversation went. Like, it was sweet and loving, but I had to go on and shut that in the park. Like, I'm coming down to Texas, what's good? That was a whole little drama story right there, and that just ain't none of y'all business. So we gonna go on and shut that part up and move on to the next thing. I'm just already, like, I'm already stressed. Like, my mind telling me I need to fall back for my friends, and now I got the rest of these people telling me, oh, my car not gonna make it. I'm just, and who said it ain't gonna make it? This is the time where the whole world was against me and I was standing 10 toes on my own. I was like, nah, my car gonna make it. As long as I'm in the car and I'm driving behind the wheel, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna make it happen. And that's what I did. Oh my gosh. I think this is about the 3rd or the 4th time that I went to let my dad go check out the car. Like, how many times are you gonna look at the car? Like, I don't really know nothing about cars because I'm just a princess. All I do is drive them. Like, all I do is get behind the wheel, look pretty, and drive them. The folks at Jiffy Lube was telling us, I need to get coolant because it ain't no AC and stuff like that. So I got that stuff fixed. Like, okay. You know, that's when I was checking out the tires. And I was like, okay, the tires are right. I got my car checked at AutoZone. They already looked at the tires and they said the tires will be all right. I asked the worker at AutoZone, I was like, do you think my car gonna make it? He was like, yeah, I think it's gonna make it. I was like, yeah, I know. You know, we did a little download. I was like, yeah, I know. I already know. Because they just hating over there. Now, I got to Texas. I got my tire checked out. And he told me they should be good. But he also was telling me, like, get ready. You're going to need some new tires. But, you know, my car went to sit up here in wrecks. Okay, one time I went to my dad's house. and he was looking at my car for the last time, and you know, he checked under the hood, and I don't know what he said I needed, but I just wanted to pop somebody in their mouth, because what are you talking about? He was like, oh, you need this piece and you need to go get it from the hardware store. So he wanted me to go get it. I said, well, why you can't go get it? Like, I don't even know what you're talking about, and you want me to go to the car part store and get something I don't even know what you're talking about. He gonna tell me, what he told me, he was like, well, I guess you're not leaving then. And I'm looking at him like, who? But I didn't say that. I started crying because I was like, okay. Because now all y'all trying to go against me, and I'm trying to make this happen, and y'all trying to tell me I can't leave. All my emotions was just going through my head from the fact that my mind was telling me that I need to follow for my friends. Like, everything just literally came down at that moment right there, and I let everything that I was feeling from the 11th to 12th grade to buying the car to falling out with my friends to everything, all of that came down at once, and I just busted out and I started crying. It was just so embarrassing. After I came out to realization that I was crying, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm crying. Like, what am I crying for? Like, I know it's time for me to go, and these folks telling me I can't leave. So I was like, you know what, let me just go calm down. You know, when I was driving, I was going to the lake to meditate. I was like, I'm sitting there at the lake, I'm sitting like this, and I'm like, give me a sign, like, what you want me to do, like, what's gonna happen? Like, I'm literally trying to collect my thoughts. It's to the point where I have to go play with the kids at the park. When I thought about my dad when I was crying, I was like, ooh, this nigga see me crying and he ain't even doing it. That's when I got mad, and you know, I just wiped my tears. I was like, all right. And that's when I started. I felt like my little revenge plan was coming out. I was like, all right, these folks telling me I can't go, watch this. And I went to the lake. Well, I didn't go to the lake, but you know, I was on my way to the lake, and I'm like, ooh, like, I'm driving mad and stuff. I left, and I didn't knock his trash can on purpose, but you know, I was reversing, and the trash can fell over, and he's just looking like, this girl trying to leave and she don't even know how to drive. And I just had to laugh a little bit. Like, I laughed because I was like, you know what, there's no need to cry. After that, he told me to go home and go to sleep. So I'm looking at him like, go home and go to sleep? I'm on my way to the lake, right? Because my intention was to go calm down and meditate and, you know, see what was finna happen. But I just searched up Dallas, Texas in my phone. I was just looking at the routes, and I was like, you know what, let me take off highways and let me take off tolls. And I found my destination. It was 18 hours away, and I drove that whole 18 hours. I was like, you know what, bet. My dad had texted me. He was like, oh, did you make it home? And you know, I didn't answer him because, like, I'm going home. Like, I'm going home, but I'm not going to the home you think I'm going to. Baby, I turned on my music and I was crying. I finished crying, actually. I was literally in the car by myself, and I'm just literally taking the back road from my small town to Texas, and it took 18 hours. I'm just crying. I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm mad, I'm anxious. I'm like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I got my music playing, and it's just like, that was a good mental break for me. Like, I got the whole 18 hour by myself. I could scream, I could yell, I could cry, I could do whatever I wanted to do in that car. That's when my dad texted me, and he was like, so did you go home? And I didn't text him back. And he's like, hello, like, you're not answering me. I finally texted him back, and I was like, can you send me $50 so I can get some hot fries? And you know, he waited a little bit, and then he texted back. He said, what do you need $50 for hot fries for? He said, hot fries cost $2. And I was like, I'm trying to get 25 bags of hot fries. Like, can you just send it? And you know, he did send it, but he knew that I was not trying to buy 25 bags of hot fries. But he sent it, and I don't know why, but I thought I was gonna make it to Texas with $100 in gas. So I'm thinking, oh, he finna give me $50. Like, I don't have to worry about gas. I'm almost there. Child, please. And he was like, okay, so can you tell me where you're going? And I was like, I'm on my way to Texas, baby. Like, I'm a Texas Ranger. Like, we in it, bitch. Yeehaw. And he was like, oh my god. That man started going ham. He was like, I can't believe you're the type of person that people tell you don't do this and you go do it just to prove a point. And I was like, well, damn, you must don't know your daughter then. I'm being petty. I said, I'm driving. I can't reach your text messages. Like, that's texting and driving. Stop texting me. Like, hello. And he just, I can't believe you doing this. Like, what you doing? Like, who told you to go to Texas? What's in Texas? And I was like, I'm gonna start my new life over. Like, what do you mean? And he just like, oh my god, this dumbass girl. Everybody needed to know that even though y'all telling me I can't leave, I was gonna get up and do it anyway. And even though me and my dad had our little reconnection and stuff like that, he needed to know too. He was the main one that needed to know. He knew that. He knew I was not gonna sit there and buy 25 bags of hot fries. And okay, so I'm driving, you know, he texting my my phone. I'm telling him like, stop texting me. Like, leave me alone. Dang, you texting my phone 24/7. Every time I look down, I feel a ding, ding, ding. And if I get in a car crash, it's gonna be your fault because you're texting me and I'm trying to see what my dad texts. Cause it's not like I'm gonna ignore you, even though I was ignoring you. But I'm driving and I'm just, you know, I'm still anxious and, you know, I'm still sad. I'm still crying. Like, he texting my phone. I'm still, tears still coming down my eye. I'm like, oh my God, like I really had to fall back from my friends. Like, they didn't make it. Oh. Let me back it back real quick, so just bear with me. Like, my story's all over the place. Okay, where me and my cousin had the plan, like if she got her car first, we could put our clothes in her car and then we can go. So okay, we had made a plan that we was gonna leave the first day of school. Like, we were just gonna go. Like, we're gonna wake up and we're gonna go. Like, we're not even gonna think about it. When that day came, when the first day of school came, it was August 14th. That was the day we had set, and it was literally 2 weeks before. And I was like, we gotta make this happen. Like, it's literally now or never. So that day come, right, and I'm texting her, I'm like, girl, like, today's the day, like, come on, get your clothes in the car, come on, come get me, let's go. Like, what you doing? She left me on scene. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just calm down, because my mind was already telling me to fall back from you, but I didn't want to do that because you was my cousin. I was trying to hold on to you, and I just didn't want to go against my mind, my intuition. I don't know what to call it, but I just didn't want to go against it. I was like, nah, you can't tell me nothing about my cousin, da 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 da. And I go on Snapchat, right? She posted in her car. She's sitting in the car and she posted her Snapchat to my, this is a lovely day. You know how like on Snapchat, when you post a picture outside and you put the degrees on there, it was 75 degrees and she gonna post it in her car. So I'm like, okay. So I just viewed the story and I'm like, okay, let me just calm down. I can't believe I forgot to tell that part of the story. Like, that's one of the main parts of the story. And that's why, okay, literally the next day, I come home, right, or I didn't leave, I didn't go anywhere, but after I viewed her Snapchat story, I went ham in the whole house. Anybody that was in the house, I was talking to you, I was talking to you, I was talking to you. I was like, I know these don't got me. They've been hollering this and that. I'm going ham. I'm telling my grandma, I can't believe she did that. She's telling my girl, just calm down. Maybe the girl wasn't ready. Like, dang. I'm like, nah, grandma, like, we came up with this whole plan. And she talking about she finna back down on the day that we supposed to leave. And, you know, she just walked away from me. She said, nah, I can't tell this girl nothing. She just mad. And she just walked away. She like, I'm gonna just let her calm down. Yeah, because I'm through. After I got done cussing and stuff, I went to bed crying again. Because I was like, oh my gosh, like, I was right. My mind was right. It was time for fall back, baby. Because you ain't finna stop me from leaving. You might not want to leave. My friend might not want to leave. And I'm going to still get up and go. So my grandma the next day, you still in the bed? Like, what you in the bed for? And I'm like, I don't want to talk. Like, I'm literally laying in the bed like this. I'm crying. I'm like, I can't believe this. Like, what am I going to do? Because the whole plan I made was for 3. Even the house that I was looking at and the landlord was gonna work with us, that was for 3 people. So just like, okay, I didn't think about, I didn't know what to do. Like, my mind went blank. I was like, okay, now it's just me. Can I even go to get the 3-bedroom house anymore? Because it's just me. Like, what's gonna happen? So I'm in my feelings heavy about that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. So the next day my grandma, she's like, what? Like, you're still in bed? Like, get up. And I'm like, what I need to get up for? Like, I don't even know what I want to do. Like, I know I need to leave, but it's just like the whole plan was for 3 and now it's just 1. Now I'm solo dolo, like I'm riding Olo. So I didn't even know what to move. I didn't even know if I still wanted to go to Dallas, Texas. That's when we got up and my grandma helped me find this car, and she was like, okay, well, we finna go look for cars. Like, you claim you got some cash on you, let's go find you a car. And that's what we did, and that's how I bought that car. So yeah, that's how I met my dad and all of that. Okay, back to when I was in Texas. My grandma called me the morning because I left at night. It was like 11 o'clock at night and I was driving the whole night. And you know, the next morning coming, my grandma called me, you know you got to take your baby cousin to school, right? And I was like, well, you gonna have to take them because I can't. And she was like, well, why you can't? And I was like, I just can't, grandma. Like, I can't. Like, stop playing with me, girl. You know I said that we're gonna live. So stop trying to play with me. I was like, grandma, I can't. So we just going back and forth. She said, why you can't? Because I can't. But why you can't though? Because I can't. And she's like, oh, you must be on your way to Texas. I'm like, yeah. Yes, we are. I'm almost there. Like, I'm almost there. And she's like, oh, well, I guess I gotta get up and take them to school. Yeah, get up, Miss Queen, and take them to school. I don't make plans, but literally that time when I left, that was literally no plan. Like, I know I said in the last video I had to make a plan because sometimes you gotta make a plan, but this time it was really no plan. I didn't think about where I was gonna sleep, what I was gonna eat, or nothing. So the whole 18-hour ride, this is what I ate. I drank a Starbucks coffee, iced coffee, and I drank 3 Red Bulls. That was my first time drinking Red Bull. And the only reason Red Bull was on my mind, because, you know, back when we was going to function, me and my friends, you know, we would do the drink and chase it with Red Bull. That was my friend's favorite. So I just thought about her while I was in the store. I was like, let me try this Red Bull, because you know it was an energy drink. And I had 3 of them that whole 18-hour ride, and I had 1 Starbucks coffee, but I just couldn't finish that because you know the milk was messing with my stomach. And I ate 2 bags of hot fries, and that is what I ate the entire 18 ride. And when I got to my destination, my grandmother looked at me and she was like, this hard-headed child. That's how she was looking at me. She was like, dang, you so hard-headed. After my dad found out that I was going to Texas, you know, he was sending the gas money. And then I think I said something to him and I got smart mouth with him. Okay, this was a time that I had a smart mouth. And he was like, that's why I ain't sending you nothing. So after he said that, I was stranded in Fort Worth, Texas at a gas station. I sat there for 8 hours and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm texting my dad. I'm like, I'm sorry, like, come on, send me gas money. Like, I'm ready to go. Like, I'm sitting up here, these people thinking I'm getting gas and I'm just sitting here laid back, like, I'm trying to hide and stuff. But, like, as I'm sitting there, it was a good mental break because, you know, I'm almost in Austin, but I'm in Fort Worth. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I'm just looking around as I'm stranded in the gas station. I'm looking around, I'm like, wow, I really drove here. Like, oh my gosh. Like, you know, I'm looking around and I'm saying, oh, type of Macy's. I'm like, oh, y'all fine. Like, but you know me, like, I ain't showered or nothing like that. So I'm just looking dusty in my hair. I'm sweaty and stuff, and I'm probably stinking too. And I'm looking like, oh, that nigga fine, that nigga fine, that nigga fine, that nigga fine. And I'm like, look how I'm looking. But I was like, dang, like, I'm really in a new environment. Like, I'm really in Texas. I'm really in Texas. Like, I'm really here. I was mad because my dad was sending me gas money, but like after I sat down, I just had to think about it again. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're in Texas. Like, this is a whole new environment. Like, look how it is. Like, look at the gas station, look at outside, look at the mountain, look at everything. Like, look, just like this. I'm gonna do this to myself. We did it, baby. We did it. We made it out the trenches. Like, we out here. Like, what's good? And you know, then that's when reality hit again. I'm like, okay, I'm stranded at the gas station. I'm ready to go. Oh my god, it's so funny. What, like, what the hell? Like, okay, now it's coming back to my head and I'm thinking about it again. So I'm sitting at the gas pump for the majority of the time, but I seen that people was trying to see if I was finna get gas, like, was I finna get up and go? So I just go park off to the side and stuff like that. And I'm just out the car. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I'm here. Like, I get out, do my little dance. Like, I got fresh air. Like, I'm just, oh my god, I'm in Texas. Like, that's how it was. So then that's when reality hit again, and I was like, okay, but I'm still here. Like, it's finna get dark and I'm trying to get to my destination. I don't even know what my true destination was, but I know it was not Fort Worth, Texas. Before I said that I was calling all my family members on my dad's side, you know, I was like, hey y'all, like, how y'all been? I'm on my way to Texas. Like, that's how it was. So I called my uncle, right? And he was like, I'm calling him, and I'm like, okay. I don't think I talked to him before when I was in my hometown. I think this was my first time talking to him. So I'm like, hey, like, what's good? You remember me? Like, what's good, homie? And you know, he, what's good, niece? Like, what's good? I low-key bring the small talk. I'm like, I'm good. Like, I'm trying to see if I should come to Texas and stuff. And he telling me, like, oh, Texas good. Like, it's good. You know, we got good food. We got barbecue. We got tacos. You know, I'm telling him, oh, I like Mexican food. I like this and that. And he telling me, oh, well, I sell chicken thighs. So they weren't chicken thighs. What were they? Turkey legs. It's some legs. They long. I forgot who legs they was. I don't know if they were chicken, turkey, rooster legs. No, he wanted the rooster legs because rooster ain't even barely got legs. I think it was turkey legs. And he was like, I sell turkey legs, and he was sending me his business and stuff and all the seasonings and everything. I'm like, ooh. I think one of them was pineapple sriracha. It was a flavor. I forgot, but it was something like, it was sriracha and pineapple. So I'm like, oh, like, when I get to Texas, that's what I want, baby. And he telling me, oh, I can get one for you. And I was like, really? Well, I'm in Fort Worth, Texas, so I should be on my way in a minute. And he like, what? And I was like, yes, like, I'm in Fort Worth, and I will be waiting for my pineapple sriracha turkey leg. I'm being cool with it, like, I'm being casual, and he panicking. He like, what are you doing? And I was like, well, I'm stranded in the gas station, and my dad was giving me gas money, but I think something went, I think I said something to him, and he got in his feelings, so now he not talking to me no more. And you know, he kind of left me on the scene for a little bit. So you know, I was like, oh dang, like, he probably went to go text my daddy or something. Like, what they talking about? Like, what they doing? I'm in Texas, baby. Like, ooh, the weather feeling good. It's hot. I'm talking about, baby, it's hot. My uncle told me this ain't none enough 50-degree weather that in your hometown. It's hot, baby. It get up to 90 degrees. I said, I feel it. Like, it's my 3rd time getting a slushie. I've been stranded at this gas station. This is my 3rd time going in that store to get a slushie. Then my uncle finally reached out and he was like I'm telling him like he needs some gas money. So he finally sent it and I went on by my day. I'm like, finally I can leave out this gas station. And basically I'm on my way to y'all. Like it's still finna happen. So he was asking me like, where you going? I was like, I really don't know. Like I just been driving and just thought when I get there it'll come to me or whatever. So he was like, well, you need to go to your damn grandma's house. I don't know what you plan to do and who told you to get up and leave, but you need to go on and go with your grandma's house. And he told my grandma on my daddy's side, not my grandma on my mama's side. And he hurry up and sent me her address. And I'm like, dang, like I didn't even plan on staying with y'all. I was just letting y'all know that I was coming up here. But I was like, well, this is my grandma, so I'm finna go see how she doing and see what she doing. That was my destination basically. And I got to my grandma's house and that's it. And it's just been up ever since. I think moving forward, I still like it was still in my head like you did it, like you did it. What's that door song? Let go. I'm really in Texas, dog. Like I'm a Texas right now. Like what's good? Now that I made that move, I'm not sure if I regret it. I want to say it was the best day of my life and it was the worst day of my life. I was still trying to grasp on the concept that I actually lived. Like it was literally still on my mind. Like I was still amazed with this whole experience. I just feel like I learned a lot. Like I probably didn't do every single thing that I wanted to do and I was talking all that smack about, but I was able to, you know, learn new things, try new foods, and I got a whole new perspective of life. You know, I got all this wisdom on me. So it's just like, okay, like you actually did do something. You learned, like you got a whole perspective of life, and that's literally the greatest asset that you can have. Cause just like, okay, if I would have never made that move, I would have never knew the things that I knew when I left. If that makes any sense. Okay, so let me break it down. Let me take it back. If I would have stayed in my hometown like everybody else, I would have never started this YouTube, to be honest, because I feel like I'd still be, oh, I need to start a YouTube and do this and that, and I would be focused on other things, because just like I'm already in this toxic environment. So just like I don't think I would have had the mind space to be able to start this YouTube. But since I was able to leave my hometown, I was able to see new things, and it's just like, okay, now it's time for you to do this YouTube. Like you got stories to tell, you got content. It's just like I'm stepping into my power. Like I'm finally seeing myself for who I am, because I feel like other people already seen my light, but it's just to the point where I don't even see my own light. I was able to meet new people, and you know, they were actually seeing me for who I was, who God sees me as, versus back home I got all this drama going on. This might be my #1 fan, this might be a client of mine. When I get my business out, he might be my #1 supporter, and I actually step into my power and make it happen. You're gonna remember, oh, I remember I seen her, like I seen her and I told her she looked like a model, and now her face is on TJ Maxx. I'm more wiser now, and it just feels good. That's the whole chaos drama story of what happened when I left, when I jumped off the porch. Like all that really had to happen. I do feel like I put on the whole scene when I left, but my family members entertained it too. So baby, we all putting on the scene, but it happened. And I learned the things that I learned, and I'm good. I remember when I got to Texas, baby, I did link up with my uncle, and he did give me that sriracha pineapple, and I ate that thing like I was a caveman, because I really didn't eat anything. I was eating hot fries and drinking Red Bull. And I remember they took me out to eat, and we went to this restaurant, and he just, have you ever tried fried pickles? And I'm like, fried pickles? I'm like, nah. At first I was like, I don't want to eat that. Like, what is that? And he was like, girl, like he was looking at me like, girl, shut up and just eat this. So I eat it. I'm like, been on fried pickles ever since. I texted my mom, I said, what you know about them fried pickles? Them fried pickles was good. I forgot what restaurant we was at, but it was some fried pickles. And I remember I had ate some hot wings, and it was some unusual flavor, but what? Oh, I gotta ask my uncle what restaurant that was. I'm still trying to grasp the fact that I'm in Texas, so it's just like they took me out to eat. I don't know what to eat. Like they got all type of Mexican food, barbecue, everything. Like what is there to eat? What? I don't know what's the first thing that I should eat. I just ordered wings just to be on the safe side. So I'm looking at the menu. They got a whole column full of flavors. So I'm like, I don't even know which one to get. So, you know, I'm looking and I'm like, okay. I see all the regular flavors. So I just went and I found the unusual flavor. It was like a sweet and salty, but it was mixed together. So I'm like, I want to try this. I don't know why I went for the unusual, because that's what I like. I liked the unknown and the mysterious. I was like, I ain't never had this before. I tried it. It was a 7 out of 10. It was a 7 out of 10. Maybe it was just the fact that I had a lot going on, so you know, I had all this anxiety in my stomach. I don't know what to call it, but you know, my stomach was empty. Like, I wasn't hungry, but like I didn't have no appetite because, you know, I been drinking Red Bulls, eating hot fries, didn't get no sleep. Like, my stomach all type of messed up. So just like, I can't even have the appetite to eat this good food. So it was a 7 out of 10, but it was on fried pickles for me. That was so good, and I dipped it in a little ranch. I'm 3 years wiser. I left 3 years ago. Was it 3 years ago? 2021, because that's when I graduated. Yeah, I graduated high school. It was 2021. So yeah, 23, 22, 21. 3 years ago, right? I was right. I didn't go to school for nothing. So 3 years ago I left, and that's the whole story. I knew it needed a story time, and I just knew that I had to talk about it because it's just crazy, and it is my testimony, and I'm going to talk about it every single time. From 9th grade, knowing that I cut everybody off, from falling off from my friends to jumping off the porch. That's really how I knew that I was the star of the family, because there's just no way everybody's in my business. I haven't talked to my dad's side of the family since I was like 5, but somehow y'all know that I'm finna get ready and go. I mean, I did tell y'all I was coming to Texas, but some stuff they knew and I didn't even tell y'all. It felt like everything was coming to me at once. Like everything, like childhood trauma, all my dreams, all my hopes, all my everything. Like everything was just coming at once. That's how I felt. And it all was boiling down to this moment right here. That's why I kept saying it's now or never. I just love repeating the story because I love talking about me and I love talking about what happened to me. And that's the end of the story. And I just hope next time I decide to go to a state, I ain't finna do all that. Ain't nobody even gonna know I'm gonna leave the state. They gonna call me, where you at? I'm not even gonna pick up the phone this time. That's all I got to say. I'm moving in silence this time. You ain't even gonna know until maybe I'm not even gonna post on Instagram and say, look y'all, look where I'm at. I ain't gonna do that. You just gonna have to come on my YouTube and see where I'm at. And then when you watching my YouTube, you still ain't gonna know where I'm at. That is the story on how I left, and now I'm feeling better than ever.